times. I picked one up for my dad. He's obsessed with this. Oh yeah,
I love it.
Absolutely loves this. We're talking about the Chefologist 3-stage knife sharpener with scissor sharpener. This is the perfect moment to get those knives nice and sharp again. Knives are very expensive. Do not throw them out. Pick up one of these first for $17.99 or 3 easy payments of $6 to revive and give those knives their sharp life back. You're saving $11 off that original QVC price that was $29. No reorder. Final quantities left with this one. Here are your color options. We have the gray. Here is the blue. This one is your black. And then down below, we have the lime. Is this our white? It sure is. And then Rick has the red. All right, my friend, let's get sharpening.
So you saw me before. I was holding up. The key to this sharpener is safety and ease of use, right?
Yes.
There's a large suction cup on the bottom. And why is that important? Well, that means I can put this on any smooth, clean countertop, press down, and then turn this dial. So what does that do? It secures the sharpener. So instead of having to put my hand near the blade, I can get my hand out of harm's way, and then all I have to do is focus with one motion, lift and drag any knife, whether it's a large stainless steel blade like this chef's knife, whether it's a serrated blade, or whether it's a small hunting knife. 3 stages of sharpening. I re-edged it, I honed it, and I polished it. And you can see this is a 30-year-old knife. Look at how shiny. You see it looks like a little razor blade?
Yeah.
But the more important thing is here, after you've sharpened it, you always clean a knife.
Right.
To show you how sharp this knife is, I'm going to cut a tomato. Tomato is a nightshade, right? Typically the most difficult thing for people. This knife that I just sharpened, 30 years old, watch what happens. All I'm going to do is glide the knife. I am gliding it. I'm not using pressure. That knife is so sharp that it goes through this tomato and creates perfect slices without tearing it, evenly cut, because this is now like a brand new knife. So when you get this sharpener, it's like getting brand new knives, because every knife can be like razor sharp as it was the day it was new.
I mean, there's some thin slices here that we're looking at. And tomato is always so hard to cut. But this is so perfect because so many people are like, oh my gosh, my knives are terrible, and you're sawing with your knife.
This is, I love, you just set this up perfectly.
Perfect.
So think about this. I'm going to show you, you could take the dullest knife. This is a sponge here, right? So I want you to see something. I am sawing. You see how I'm using pressure and how this is moving? That's what makes a knife dangerous. Well, this knife is useless, right? You couldn't cut anything with it, but now I can take this dull knife. First stage here, tungsten carbide. You hear that noise?
Yeah.
That's grinding metal and literally taking metal off the knife and putting a new edge on this knife. So about 6 passes. Then I go to the diamond honing bars. They're going to start to really hone and smooth out that blade to get that factory edge back. Once I feel that edge is back now, it's about 6 passes, I go to the polishing bars, okay? The polishing bars are really just going to smooth out the edge. So now this knife a moment ago that we couldn't cut the sponge, I want you to see what happens. The same knife, okay, goes not only through the sponge, but look at these slices. It doesn't tear it. So it's like a brand new knife right before your eyes. We couldn't cut the sponge, now we can cut the sponge. And that just shows you that you can take every knife out of your drawer and put that sharp edge on it so that it cuts the way it's supposed to.
Oh my gosh, I mean, think about like your steak knives too. Like if you have your friends and family over and they're like, oh my God, we're just have the whole plate shaking.
Exactly.
This is so easy. And you've got a serrated in there?
Serrated blade. Most knife sharpeners can't do serrated blades. And this is what I love about it. Whether you're lefty or righty, the most important thing is that you pull in the one direction. You can see how that blade is perfectly shiny now and sharp. Now I'm going to lift this up here because I want you to see on the top here, it has arrows. That means you're only pulling the blade, lift and pull in that direction. Now the 4th slot doesn't have an arrow. That's for scissors. You don't want to put your knife in there. That is just for scissors. So I'm going to show you that. So what you do is you take it, you're going to put the sharpener at the edge of the counter. You might say, well, why at the edge? Well, because with a scissor, if it doesn't come apart, a scissor has one side that you're sharpening. So what you do is you let one side hang down, and then the other side with both hands, look at this. I can just pull the scissor, that's sharpening it. Then I flip my scissor over and I do the other side. And because it sharpens on one side, you can see, just like a knife, I've re-edged the scissors. So whether they're craft scissors, kitchen shears, you name it. So now you can do every scissor in your drawer as well as knives.
Okay, this is fantastic. So smart. And if you're wondering like, oh my gosh, how am I going to remember that? Well, Literally, it's
Yeah.
so user-friendly. If you can see, there is a 1, 2, 3, and then a scissor icon there. And there are your arrows to give you that direction where you're going to be dragging those through. But look at each and every one, as Rick's been saying, all 3 of those stages just a little bit different. Here you're looking at the gray option right here. We also have it available in the blue. Here's the black. Here's your lime, the white, and then here is the red. Red is the most popular of the show right now. $17.99, 3 easy payments of $6. QVC price used to be $29. You're saving $11 with this less than $18 price point here. No reorder, final quantities. Rick, you and I presented this one of my first kitchen items I presented on QVC2. My dad was like, hey, did that really work? And I was like, yes, it did. He was like, pick one up for me. Now all of his knives are completely sharpened.
You know, it's funny. I owned a restaurant and a catering business.
Yeah.
Even in the restaurant and catering business, there was always one person that was good at sharpening knives.
Sure.
So you had to use a stone, you had to use a steel. Look at this steel, okay? First of all, to sharpen with a steel, I have to get the exact angle. But notice this, I'm pulling a knife down toward my hand. If I slip,
oh my gosh,
I could cut myself.
Gosh, no.
Most people dull the knives with this.
Yes.
This isn't a knife rack, people don't know what to do with it.
No.
Forget about that. Have our suction cup design. Again, this is a different type of knife. As long as it's a steel blade, any steel blade, anybody that can do this can suddenly become the master sharpener in the kitchen. Few passes through each stage. Tungsten carbide, they take the metal off. Diamond honing bars, they start to smooth out the metal. And then the ceramic polishing bars. So when I'm done, that edge is now razor sharp. You see how it looks like a razor blade? That's the way your knife's supposed to be. Now, always after you sharpen your knife, we want you to clean it. Either wipe it off or rinse it because you're literally taking metal off.
Sure.
And once again, a sharp knife is a safe knife. So check this out. I just sharpened this knife. I want to chop. Look at this. I just glide the knife through the cucumber. I don't have to use pressure because the knife goes where I'm telling it to. When the knife is dull, Steve, it slides and pushes around. That's how people cut themselves. But look at how the cuts are all perfect. And every single time you go to use your knife, when you sharpen it, it's going to work the way it's supposed to.
So good. I love that you just said a sharp knife is a safe
knife.
Because let's face it, when you don't have that sharp knife, then you're putting the more pressure.
You're sawing and using pressure.
That's the worst. And all of us have that knife that's a little mini saw in the kitchen.
It is. This is another sharpener that a lot of people use. But again, I say it for safety. First of all, you have to hold it with one hand. It doesn't secure, so it's moving. Think about it. You have a blade in one hand and something that moves. I don't want that. That's not safe.
No.
So get rid of that. Suction cup. If you know somebody that hunts or fishes this time of year, take those little pocket knives, okay? Doesn't matter how big or small the knife is. A few passes, and you can really feel this. You don't have to put a lot of pressure. The bars grab the knife, and now this knife here, I love doing this demonstration. This is a pocket knife. Look at this. So now I wouldn't normally cut a grape, but I just want you to see something. Look at this. Look at this little slice we get.
Oh my gosh.
And it doesn't tear the skin. The skin of the grape is still intact because the knife is so sharp. That is why you want a sharp blade. So it cuts through, it doesn't slip and slide.
Wow.
Every single knife, no matter the size, shape, or if it's serrated or straight edge, you can do it.
That is awesome. We've had over 400 picked up in this show alone. We've been talking about it for just a few minutes. This is wildly popular right now. Give those knives back that life. Don't spend any more money going out to pick up brand new knives when you can sharpen the ones you have and get them nice and sharp, razor sharp, good as new again with the Chefologist 3-stage knife sharpener with the scissor sharpener. $17.99 or 3 easy payments of $6. This is a fantastic price when you think about how much money you've spent on knives in the past. Oh my goodness, so expensive.
And think about this. You see how compact this is, but look how it shaved the metal. I mean, it looks like it went through a stone machine, but we did that in less than 30 seconds. This is a thick cleaver. It literally breaks the metal down and then hones it and sharpens it.
That is the best.
Anybody could do it.
All you need to do is pick which color you want. Do you want the ever so popular red? Oh, this is stuck to the counter. Here's the red option, which has been super duper popular in the show. We also have it available here in the lime, the white, the black, the blue, and the gray. $17.99, 3 easy payments of $6. Thank you, buddy.
Tell your dad thank you for the sharpener.
Absolutely.
I'm glad he's using it.
Thank you for bringing this to us. Well, we're going to see Chef Rick back here.